big season for yourself. It's a division you know well. You'll be looking to kick off domestically and keep that place in the international setup.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. I think it's a really big important season for myself. I think it's a season that I want to go and attack right from the first game. And I think a couple of years ago, last time in the Championship, I had a good first half of the season. Then unfortunately got injured and I was out for about 4 months. So hopefully that's all behind me now and I can kick on and have a really good full season.
How much have you taken from the being the Scotland setup, scoring the goal, making an impact?
Yeah, loads. You just have to look at the players in that squad, and I'd be the most naive man in the world not to try and pick things up off the players there. You've got Scotty, who's done what he did last season at Napoli, and Billy there as well, and obviously Robbo, the skip. So yeah, to take any little bit I can from all those players, and training with that calibre of player is only going to improve me. So yeah, it's an opportunity that I sort of relish. The last 2 times I've been at, I can't wait to get there, and I think it's definitely helped make me a better player in sort of the short time that I have been there so far.
You've got your campaign, the real Scotland games are coming up as well, so yeah. If you can hit a bit of form at Ipswich, if you want to take that into the real stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's another big thing for me is not just doing well for Ipswich, but if I'm doing well for Ipswich, I'm playing as much as I want to, and I can sort of take that straight through into the international breaks, hopefully with Scotland. So I think last season it was a little bit harder in the sense of I wasn't starting as many games as I would have liked. Obviously Liam was doing amazing and sort of has gone on to get the move that I think he deserves. So I think this season's going to be a little bit different. I think it's going to help me be a little bit sharper, most definitely. Hopefully being in amongst the goals a hell of a lot more, and yeah, if I can take that into the Scotland campaign, qualifying for the World Cup, then brilliant, and hopefully we sort of achieve what we want to achieve.
Talking about the Scotland call-up, giving you added confidence, the number 9 shirt you've been wearing in pre-season, is it something that you asked for? Is it something you wanted?
Yeah. I think I've always been a big believer of it is just a number, but then at the same time, I had the conversation with the boss about it, and I sort of explained to him the same as I was explaining to you is, being from a family where my dad played football for a number of years at a really high level, and I look back at all the pictures of him, videos of him when he was playing, and he's always got the number 9 shirt on. So I think as much as it is just a number, I could wear the number 53 and I'm still going to be the same player out on a football pitch. But I think having that 9 on the back of a shirt as a striker is what everybody wants. I don't think you'll find too many strikers out there that don't want to wear the number 9. I'm certainly not one of them. I want it on my back. I want that responsibility of being Ipswich Town's number 9, and sort of using that to go and be the focal point in the team. And yeah, so it was definitely something I asked for. It was something that the boss was happy for me to do and happy for me to wear. He sort of said to me if I didn't ask, he'd have been a little bit worried, to be honest. So I'm definitely glad I did. So yeah, hopefully that's mine for the foreseeable.
Some added hunger with the sort of limited minutes last season. I mean, your goals per minutes ratio was great. You'd be happy with the performances, but having not had that sort of week in, week out starting feeling, you must be hungry to get going this season. Yeah,
without a doubt. It sort of feels like a while since I've had that. Like I say, the last 4 months of the Championship season where I was injured, I didn't have it then, obviously being injured. Then going into the Premier League, I got a little stupid injury that's something was fine with my knee. It's been fine for the last 5-6 years, and then all of a sudden the ball just hit me on the end of the knee and it just ballooned up, and that was that. And I was out for a few weeks, and that was just another annoying one really. And yeah, so for me it's probably felt like about 1.5 years now since I've had that sort of week in, week out, and yeah, just getting back to the chance to go and do that and sort of show Saturday, Tuesday, especially in the Championship with the amount of games we have, to be able to go and show myself and really help the team as much as humanly possible is really exciting.
Goals target in mind, would you care to share it?
I wouldn't share it, no. I never do. I'll share it at the end of the season. I'll let you know whether I made it or not.
It's the very best of luck, George.
Just on the game tonight, George, what did you make of the challenge? Because it felt like a pretty good performance from the team.
Yeah, I thought we played really well. I thought Aberdeen gave us a massive challenge. I think they were right up for the game, as you would expect. I think we were as well, and I think the main message coming out of the warm-up was we need to be right at it from the first whistle, because if we don't, then they will hurt us. Simple as that. It's not a game we took lightly at all, and I think we showed that from the first minute. I think probably the first 5, 10, 15 minutes, I think we were really intense, really aggressive. They caused us a few issues with their dropouts and midfielders dropping into the back line and stuff like that, and just getting the press right. But I think once we figured that out ourselves, it was a really good performance. And yeah, we're going at half time, 2 goals to the good.
Another goal for yourself. It's 3-2 for is only pre-season, but better to be scoring than not.
Yeah, without a doubt. Like I say, you don't get any medals for goals in pre-season, but ultimately you don't want to be going into the season having scored none. So yeah, to nick another goal, if I can have sort of 5 to 10 of those little tap-ins this season, then I'll be pretty happy.
First time we've spoken to you since Sam Morsy has left the club. Just how big a loss is he going to be for particularly his leadership skills?
Yeah, massive. I don't think someone like that is easy to replace. I think to replace someone like that, it has to be a group effort of, everybody in the group has to step up 5% more, because I think to ask just one player to come in or one player to now be that Sam Morsy is difficult and borderline impossible, to be honest. I think it's very much a group effort, and so it will be a massive miss. I think it was the right thing for him. It's something he wanted to do, and I wish him nothing but the best. But like I said, he will be a massive loss, and it's just up to us as a group now to sort of take that on board and find new leaders, whether that's as a group, whether that's individuals stepping up and giving 5% more in the leadership role. Then I think that's what it has to be.
He's been your captain throughout your entire time at the club. Is it possible to put into words just how important he's been on your career at Ipswich?
Yeah, massive. I think a brief story. I'd been there about 3 days, and he came and absolutely flattened me in training, and I wasn't too happy about it. So I stood up and we had a bit of a confrontation. I think we both offered each other out in the car park, and yeah, we didn't speak to each other for a few days. But from then we were good as gold. And I always look back and think, I think it was a test. He was like that. He was the first one that might be your first day, but don't think you're bigger than anyone else here. I will flatten you, kind of thing. And yeah, I think the best thing I did was stand up to him, and I think he'll admit that himself. So yeah, to have someone like that in the squad who, from the get-go, every day in training is going to be like that. It's going to be intense, it's going to be aggressive, and ultimately you have to raise your standards. And I think that's what he was so good at, was making sure everybody else's standards were exactly where they needed to be. So yeah, for me personally, he's played a massive part in not only my career, but obviously my Ipswich career as well. And yeah, someone who will definitely be missed.